Dave, last Sunday you were on stage and you alluded to an exciting announcement that we were going to share today. We wanted to share it with everybody that was involved on stage. We don't get to do that today, so we are in an empty room, signifying how we want to be together, but we can't. But what is this exciting announcement you were talking about last week?
We are proud to share that we have a candidate that we'd like to present to the congregation for affirmation. Many months of hard work has resulted in a person with an MB pastor experience that lives in Manitoba, that intends to stay in Manitoba, to be a candidate for our church.
Great.
So a candidate couple, actually, John and Rose Neufeld, are ready to candidate. This will happen over the next month or so.
Great. Normally, if we were all together, it would look differently, but because we are not allowed to gather, how will we as a community get to know John and Rose?
Yeah, unique plan for a unique time in history, right? So this coming week, in fact, actually Sunday afternoon, we're going to post a package of 5 of John's messages on our YouTube page.
Correct.
So they'll be labeled clearly as pastoral candidate John Neufeld. And so you'll be able to interact with those. And in the coming week, from the 2nd or so of May to the end of that week, we encourage you to watch at least one or as many as you can, and they're going to be packaged together so they're easy to be able to come and go from and like leave your spot and then come back to your spot. So hit the YouTube page and you'll find it there. In the week afterwards, we're starting 3 weeks of meetings, and they'll all be on Zoom. On May 11th, we've got a life group leaders Q&A session, so short interview with John so you can get to know him, and then our life group leaders get a chance in a small group to ask some questions and get to know John, and for him to get to know John and Rose. And so the following week, our ministry leaders. So this would be youth group leaders, leaders in Kidstown, people who have speaking responsibilities in those places, people who are involved in worship ministry. And we're collecting that group of leaders. You're going to be invited to a Q&A Zoom, very similar, a short interview with John, and then a chance for you to ask questions that you might have on your heart to get to know him and for him to get to know you. Great. And then on May 25th, that's the Tuesday after the long weekend, we're going to have a whole community. So if you weren't included in the first 2 groups, everybody that is part of our community can join in on that Zoom, be able to interact with John, get to know him and Rose, and ask their questions and have them answered. I will tell you that John and Rose are as excited to get to know you, Eastview, as you are excited to get to know them. On May 30th, John will be on the pulpit, and so we'll get a chance to see his teaching style live in an Eastview setting. And then between June 1 and 7, we're going to invite the congregation to reach out to leadership board and pastors for one-on-one conversations if they want to have them. Okay. So if, for instance, of all of those 3 meetings and the time on the pulpit on May 30th, don't fully help you understand, or you have some questions still lingering, it's totally okay to reach out, and that'll be during that period. And then on June 8th at the Congregational meeting, we're going to have a vote of affirmation for John and Rose. And so if there was ever a Congregational meeting to attend, this would be the one. There's so much in it. There are people that have been called to lead in our church. And so we're going to hear their testimony, and we're going to be given an opportunity to affirm them. We have a very unique budget situation, and so if you want to learn what that is and have an opportunity to have input, at least be able to interact with it, that's the time to be there. And then we have a lead pastor candidate to also seek congregational approval for affirmation.